What's up, money growers? Jacob back here with another video coming to you guys talking about Navy Federal Credit Union and why, if you are a civilian, you should join Navy Federal Credit Union. And yes, civilians can join. I know you see in the logo there, it shows Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Space Force, and veterans, but civilians can join and become members and enjoy the benefits and all the advantages of Navy Federal Credit Union. We're going to talk about that here in just a moment, but go ahead, hit the thumbs up button on this video, just like the little icon on the bottom left, and please help each other out in the comments, okay? If you're a civilian looking to join, if you're a civilian who's in, or if you have any other advice, particularly about Navy Federal, please help each other out and converse with each other down there. It really means a lot for me to see that going on and people helping each other with their financial future. Now, let's jump into the first part here. How can civilians join? Okay, we'll do this part and then we'll talk about some of the reasons you should join. Now, how can you join? If you have these relationships here with a military member. Now, military members can be active duty, they can be National Guard, they can be reservists, okay? It does not make a difference. You can even join when you're in DEP. So even before you actually go into basic training, you can still join Navy Federal. So if you are the parent, grandparent, spouse, sibling, child, including adopted and stepchildren, a grandchild, a household member, so it could be a roommate who's in the military. Certain employee groups are eligible to join. DoD civilian employees, so you're a civilian, but you work for the Department of Defense. And then U.S. government employees that are assigned to DoD installations. If you're a contractor with the DoD on U.S. installations, or if you're a DoD civilian retiree and annuitant. So those are all the ways that you can get in. So if you had a grandparent who was in the military, like if you see some of these, it can be a sibling, things like that. You do have the members of Navy Federal, they do have like a, it's not the exact term, it's like a membership ID that they can use. So when they sign up, you give your membership ID to that person. They use that when they sign up, and then they can actually become a member. So even if you're a civilian, you can still join and get lots of the similar benefits that the military members do when they're in Navy Federal Credit Union. Now, here's one of the big reasons to join. This is really why a lot of people watch this channel, because they love this fact. With credit cards with Navy Federal, their overall reputation is that, they give high limit credit cards. That's the reputation they've had for years now. And a lot of people have really jumped on that and taken advantage of that. So Navy Federal has pulled back a little bit, but not, they're still pretty good, okay? Maybe they've gone from amazing just to being really good. So that's their overall reputation. There's this thing called the late night hack that people try, where they apply for a credit card between the hours of like 10 or 11 p.m. and like 4 or 5 in the morning when there's no one there in the office. So that way, when you apply for the credit card, it will just go through an algorithm. And the idea is that it's supposed to help you get a higher limit. We're talking like $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 credit card limit. Some people it works, some people it doesn't. There's all kinds of videos here on YouTube talking about it. And in the comments section, you'll see on this channel people sharing their experiences with it. They do have a credit card, Navy Federal does, called the Flagship, that goes up to an $80,000 limit. All the other unsecured cards they have go up to $50,000. So again, you can get some high limits on these cards. You are allowed 3 personal credit cards with Navy Federal Credit Union. That's just the personal, not on the business side. And then when it comes to your personal credit, really, if you were to get 3 of the Flagship cards, you get 3 of them, and you can work all of those up to $80,000 a piece. You can technically get $240,000 in personal credit with 3 Flagship cards in Navy Federal. Yes, they do allow you to have more than one of the same card. Now, credit cards continued. This is also why people love them, because they have no annual fee on all of them except for one, which is the Flagship one, but it's only $49 a year, so it's very minimal. There's no balance transfer fee on their credit cards. They don't do foreign transaction fees. They do have a secured card for people looking to build credit. It's just a $200 minimum deposit, and after 6 to 12 months, that card can graduate to an unsecured card. So that's all it is, $200 just to get started, and then you're looking at, about 6 months that can graduate if you're doing everything correctly. Low rates on their cards, another reason people love them. Their average credit card APR is 5% lower than the industry average. That comes right off of their website. None of their credit cards have an interest rate higher than 18%. And then if you want to do like a balance transfer card, that Platinum card, 0% APR for 12 months. And remember, there's no balance transfer fee on any of their cards. So lots of people like to use the balance transfer card to balance getting tongue-tied here, to balance the transfer onto it, pay no fee, and then they basically have money on that card sitting there for 12 months with no interest. A lot of people use that as like getting a 12-month interest-free loan. So people like to use that for different things. Which, speaking of loans, they have loan options. Another reason people love Navy Federal is because of their loans. Now, yet they do have personal loans that are good, but not the best. So they'll usually go down to about 7.49%. And I've seen, just searching around in the marketplace, 5.99 before, 5.93. So they'll give you some competitive options, but you might be better going outside of them. But if you want to keep, all your business and all your financial stuff with Navy Federal, they have good choices for you. Auto loan, that depends a lot of it on the car, whether it's a new car, late model car, or used car. And on their website, they do have a chart that shows these things, that shows, which, year range they consider to be, the new, the late model, all that kind of thing, or the used. They do have 5 different mortgage loans. So if you're looking to buy a house at some point, or just buy property, they have mortgage loans. 2 of them are just for military. So that being the VA loan, and they have like a military choice, military members choice, something like that. Those 2 are just for military, but they do have 3 for civilians as well. So of the 5, 3 of them are for civilians. So these oftentimes will have no down payment, or maybe a 5% down payment, or an ARM where you might have PMI. All the other loans they have, there's no PMI, there's no private mortgage insurance. So you don't even have to worry about taking on that additional monthly cost. So the only one is the ARM, and it says on their website most of the ARM loans do not have PMI, but you might. So even still, you've got some great options as a civilian with Navy Federal and some of the benefits they have for you to become a member. So if you can fulfill those requirements we showed earlier, you got some good options. Now, loan options continue. They do have a pledge loan, or that's if you're trying to build credit. You basically borrow against your savings or certificates of deposit without a credit check. So you're basically borrowing against your own money. Okay, it's your own money. They oftentimes have a lower interest rate than other types of credit, and your on-time payments can boost your credit score because it shows as a loan, but you have to put down your own cash. So what a lot of people do is they'll take out a pledge loan for like $250. They'll pay like 225 of it back like right away, and then after that they'll set up automatic payments for the last $25 to do like $5 a month for the next 5 months or 6 months or however they're planning it out, and they paid next to nothing in interest. I mean, we're talking it can be like just a few dollars in interest, but it helps build their credit. And it helps, if they've got a thin credit profile, it can help with that. And it shows that they've been paying off a loan, but they're using their own money to do it. Now, third reason for civilians to love Navy Federal and wind up wanting to join Navy Federal is there's no service charges or fees on most accounts. So look at all these accounts. I'm going to go run through here real quickly. Monthly service fee on all these accounts. Free active duty checking, 0. The easy checking, 0. Campus checking, 0. Everyday checking, 0. Flagship check, 0 if the balance is over $1,500. And if it's under $1,500, it's just $10 monthly fee. I mean, so many of their accounts here, whether they're civilian or military, they have no fees on this. This is great. And the fourth reason you should join if you're a civilian is relationship matters. So if you can build a much better relationship with Navy Federal, you can build one better with Navy Federal than with a big bank, right? So they can be more lenient with certain policies or qualifications. They can also be more forgiving if you make a mistake or maybe you fall in some hard times. And credit unions in general are more flexible and personable than big banks, because a big bank or huge institution, really you're just another number when you go in there. Yes, you can build some relationship with your bank and that can be beneficial, but credit unions oftentimes, are notorious for being more personable. Now, Navy Federal Credit Union, they're the biggest one there is. And they're the biggest one by a good measure, but they're still a credit union, and they still have a better ability than most large banks to be able to build rapport with people. So if you have a pledge loan with them, if you build your credit with a secured card and a pledge loan, or you show you get cards with them and you're using those cards, you open a CD account, you use your checking account, or you have your direct deposit go into your checking or savings account every month from work. You do those things and show that, hey, you really like their services and you're actually going to utilize their services, they're way more likely to help you and give you great rates and great loans and credit limit increases on your cards and things like that, since you've been such a good and loyal customer with them. So the relationship matters, and you can really get a lot of great options and even more benefits with Navy Federal if you build that relationship. And the fifth and final reason we'll talk about, here's the good one to end on, is the 24/7 customer service line available over the phone. So they do have 24/7 Representatives available over the phone for credit cards, loan, and the fraud department. Definitely an important one. So even on holidays, you can call them. Now, if you want to get help with like a mortgage or something, then the mortgage department, they're not there 24 hours a day, okay? But, they're normal business hours. But these other departments, credit cards, loan, and fraud, 24/7, you can contact them. Their customer service has been great so far whenever I've dealt with them. They've been very patient, explaining things, answering questions. Even if you're not a member yet and you have questions about stuff, they will answer questions for you. Like their customer service. I've heard a few people complain, but my experience, I've talked to them numerous times. I've talked to them a lot over the phone, different people, and it's been great. So just keep that in mind. The customer service, I would say Navy Federal so far, in my experience, has been top notch, whether you're military or a civilian, or even if you're not a member yet. And then the last part, hey, if you like this video, if you're a civilian looking to join Navy Federal, or if you're already in, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, because I got a whole bunch more to talk about on this. There's so much more that I want to do, that I'm sharing and learning and getting info that I think can help people, and I love to put it out, and I love to share with you. And also, like I said, help each other in the comment section. I do see that in a lot of videos. Other ones, you guys are great about saying, hey, I tried the late night hack and I got this and it didn't work, or hey, I did a credit limit increase on the app with Navy Federal and it was a soft pull. A lot of you do a great job of sharing your experiences you've had with credit cards, with Navy Federal, with credit unions, with banks, and I really enjoy hearing that in the comment section. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate you guys sharing that. I just ask that you continue to do that to help other people out who are, not as far as you are down that road on their financial journey. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being so awesome. I will see you guys again soon.